No one has ever said this to you before. I was weak and I deserved to feel trash. I was weak and I deserved to feel depressed. I was weak and I deserved to feel suicidal. No one has ever spoke like this before because it's so anti-PC, it's so offensive. But I was doing the actions that would lead to depression. I was doing the actions that would lead to feeling horrible. And so I deserve the consequences of my actions. You know, I said this once on the community posts of this channel. I said, if there's someone out there who doesn't contribute to their tribe, who just wastes away and just indulges in stimulation, they deserve to feel depressed. And the amount of guys who we're trying to be cool and soft, and no one deserves to feel depressed, Hamza. That's really offensive. Yeah, you do. I did. 100% I did. When you do the actions that would lead a person to feel nihilistic, grey, dull, anxious, scared, weak, well then you deserve the consequences of your actions. We are men, we are not boys. We are men. That means that whatever we do, we take full responsibility for. If you feel a certain way, it's because you deserve to feel that way, because you did the actions to feel that way. If you got poor grades in school, okay, you deserve it. If you feel really bad, and dare I even say if you feel suicidal, you deserve it, because you have done the actions to get you there. Now this hurts. There's a lot of guys thinking that I'm absolutely crazy right now, but you know what? Any guy who's actually not so entirely weak that he can just listen to this message, there's a lot of guys watching this, my boys, who know that this kind of message is what's needed right now. This is actually, in a weird way, the message that will save more lives. Because telling people oh, it's okay, you feel depressed, oh, I'm so sorry, here's the suicide hotline number. That doesn't work. Because if it did, and everyone speaks like that, we wouldn't keep seeing the rise of more people's poor mental health, would we? We need a little bit of tough love. We need a little bit of accountability, of ownership, of responsibility for young men. Why does a young man feel so bad these days? Because he is weak and he must become tougher. Because for a very long time, after I indulged in all that pleasure and I chose to have depression and suicidal thoughts, because it was a choice. If you're doing the actions that leads to that, then it is a choice. You're choosing to feel depressed, you're choosing to feel suicidal. I was choosing to feel those things. I didn't want to feel those things, you know, they were really scary. It's a bad feeling, but I was doing the actions that would lead to that. I felt depressed, I hated my life, I hated being broke, and I'd keep smoking weed, and so I chose to be like that. I chose to feel mentally dull. I chose to not speak to my family for an entire year, so I deserved to feel like that. I deserved to being close to end it all because I did those actions. This sounds absolutely crazy to some people, but if you can grasp this knowledge, you will literally be equipped with the mindset that will actually save you from these dark things for the rest of your life.